Impact segment tonight, a brand new Fox News poll asked 900 registered voters if they would vote for President Obama again in 2012. 39% say they would. 54% say they will not. So Mr. Obama is touring the country trying to change the discussion, asking voters to give him and the Democratic Party more time to make the country a better place.
People are frustrated. They're anxious. They're scared about the future. And they have a right to be impatient about the pace of change. I'm impatient. But I also know this. Now's not the time to quit. Now's not the time to give up. We've been through worse as a nation. We've come out stronger from war to depression to the great struggles for equal rights and civil rights. It took time to free the slaves. It took time for women to get the vote. It took time for workers to get the right to organize.
All right, a stem winder joining us now from Los Angeles with reaction, Fox News analyst Leslie Marshall, and from Washington, Dana Perino, also an analyst here at FNC. All right, Dana, begin with you. Some people got a little upset about this slavery thing. I thought it was just rhetoric. It didn't really bother me. What say you?
I liked the first part of his speech. I thought that it was a rare moment where you saw some humility. I thought, though, that it's a little over the top. I mean, we're talking about a jobless recovery, not slavery, which actually took a civil war to end, and I certainly don't think he's trying to compare it to that. And it does, from a communication standpoint, from where I sit, it makes him look like he's just flailing around. He does try to rally his base, but rhetoric like that is not going to help him with the voters that he needs to try to turn out this weekend, or this fall, not just this weekend.
What would help him, in your opinion? If you were advising President Obama, what would help him?
Okay, another thing that he said yesterday was that he would appreciate a little bit of a break. And I think all of us would. I think it would be smart for him to take a couple of days, get off the television, off the front page. I think the House Democrats that are struggling in their re-election efforts would appreciate it as well. Because every time he goes out, he doesn't improve his own news cycle. He's making it worse.
Well, it seems that way. The polls show he's continuing to decline, Leslie. Does it smack of desperation when you bring in women's suffrage, slavery, the civil rights struggle, to compare to the stubborn recession that we're in now? Is that smack of desperation?
I don't think it's desperation. I have to say I can't liken the current economy to slavery, although sometimes I hear some pundits making it sound that way. What I think I heard from the president that he's been criticized for not doing lately is energizing the base, energizing the people that voted him, stimulating them to get out in November and to vote again. The pulpit-like articulation from him that he had prior to being president is what was lacking for me and for many others that voted for him, and I think we saw some of that. I think slavery was just a factual event.
He's up in the rhetoric, but as Dana pointed out, every time he does it, then the next poll the next week has him down. He's 42 in consensus on job approval and now 39 on the new Fox News Opinion Dynamics poll. It says only 39% are going to vote for him next time around. Of course, that could change. You got 2 years. But what's not going to change, Dana, is that the Democrats are going to get whacked in November. I mean, it's now almost inevitable, 4 weeks away. All the polls show. And, you know, they could lose in Nevada. They could lose in Connecticut, in the Senate seats, Reed and Blumenthal running against Linda McMahon in Connecticut. All of those races are just really, really tight. And as you probably know, both of you, when the incumbent or the person who is more well-known goes into the final week tied or close, almost always a challenger wins.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I actually think that the Connecticut race is probably closer than people think. I think that Linda McMahon could win that race. And there are some surprises as well. The Republicans are likely to pick up West Virginia in the Senate. That would have been unheard of about a year ago.
Byrd seat, right, the late Robert Byrd seat. Well, what do you think,
Leslie?
Yeah, so
things are tightening up.
I don't know how much of a dyed-in-wool Democrat you are. I mean, you're a liberal woman, but I don't know whether you're a party apparatchik. But, I mean, it really looks bad for the Dems, does it not?
Well, I'm not going to say that, oh, you know, I'm a pessimist anyway, Bill, so I don't think we're going to lose the Senate. I certainly hope we don't lose the House, but it does look like there's a possibility. I do agree with Dana that West Virginia does not look good for Democrats. I don't agree necessarily what's going to happen in Connecticut. I think back to Joe Lieberman when he was out and then came back as an independent. I never thought that I'd see him do that. Connecticut's always been a precarious state.
I wouldn't put any money on that race, but I think Sharon Engel is going to win in Nevada, and I'll go out and say I think that she's going to win unless there's shenanigans out there, because she's dead heat with Reed, and you know they know Reed, and there are not going to be a lot of people undecided going for Reed. But
well, one thing you're going to see, Bill, right away in the next 4 weeks is some really nasty campaigning.
Ooh,
and believe me, there's some personal attacks that are just going to be distasteful. And in fact, both of the candidates running in Colorado for the Senate, the Democrat and the Republican, now their unfavораbles are higher than their favorables precisely because of the negative campaigning.
Well, what about Meg Whitman out there, Leslie? Is she taking a hit for this? We're going to talk about it with Araldo coming up. Is she taking a hit? Or do you think she's going to survive this with the housekeeper?
Well, I think she's taking a hit, but rightly so. You can't say, look, you know, illegal immigration is wrong. They need to come through the front door. We need to send these people packing back and deport them. And hello, your housekeeper was an illegal immigrant. If you're going to run for office, left or right, you got to know there's going to be a huge mirror that looks at your entire life. So if you have any skeletons, you better bury them very deeply.
I don't think she knew it. I mean, maybe she should have, but I don't think she did. And then when she found out, the woman lost her $23 an hour job. That's not bad, you know. In fact, I put my resume in to Miss Whitman. Valet.
You want to watch my kids, Bill? You want to watch my kids, Bill? No.
For 23 bucks an hour,
questions.
I'll consider it on a Saturday.
One of my first questions to the woman who watches my kids was, do you have a green card? She said yes. She showed it to me along with her photo ID. So I think
Whitman and her husband went through a reputable employment agency. You know, that's what I do when I hire people. I don't
think
go
she
out there and go, where are your papers? I don't do that, you know.
I think she overcomes it because she sticks on the economic message, and on the policy argument, she wins.
All right. Ladies, thanks very much.